Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to our third session of the Cement Conclave 2020, being conducted online by Millennium Mams. Our guest of honor today is Mr. Mahendra Singhi, CEO of Dalmia Bharat Cements Limited. Thank you, sir. Thank you once again for making time for our event today. I would like to begin with a short introduction of our organization, Millennium Mams. Millennium Mams has given us so much that I take the privilege of starting by introducing my organization. 3 decades, it's almost a lifetime when it comes to an organization looking at the ups and downs, and Millennium Mams has proudly completed 28 years. We've grown stronger with the unwavering spirit and resilience of our two mentors and founders, Mr. Bishnu Dhanuka and Mr. Sanjay Bhavania, and the hunger for knowledge, of course, of our Mams. Today, more than 5,000 women investors all over India are savvy investors or learning the basics of investing thanks to our mentors. Dalmia Cement. Dalmia Cement has a 80-year-old legacy when it comes to cement production. It has cemented its position in the market over the years through strategic acquisitions, and it has a pan-India presence today. Mr. Singhi, the CEO, has 41 years of experience and is known for the sustainability initiatives taken by him, which includes becoming a carbon negative. Yes, my dear friends, carbon negative cement group by 2040. Dalmia Bharat has been voted #1 by the global cement sector on business readiness to low carbon growth. Mr. Singhi has been recognized by BBC as one of the 5 climate defenders in their Climate Defenders series broadcasted in November 2019. He holds many prestigious positions such as the President of Cement Manufacturers Association India, member of Climate Change Council in Confederation of Indian Industry CII India, Commissioner, High Level Commission on Carbon Pricing and Competitiveness, World Bank Group, US, to name a few. Mr. Singhi is a positive thinker, and we can see him, we can feel it, and promoter of the happiness culture at Dalmia Bharat. So we would like to know more about it, and we will question you on this.
Sure.
He's also an innovator and believes in top-end research, which is important for addressing climate change issues and creating future opportunities for businesses. He's a spiritual person and an avid reader of behavioral psychology. He has a dual graduate degree in law and science. So let us all find out what Mr. Singhi and the cement sector both have in store for us. We welcome you, Mr. Singhi, and request you to address us and enlighten us with your knowledge. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, Ratna. First, my thanks to Ratna and Anuradha for making me again meet our old friend Bishnu Dhanuka ji. I know him since last more than 2 decades. And I would say it's what a great pleasure for me to discuss and interact with such a knowledgeable and learning group who has been talking time and again, what to do. And then I would say they are just working for what next, what best, and let us explore. So it's such a eminent group of so-called millennium ladies, which will be ultimately Dhanuka ji and Bhavani ji would make them billionaire ladies. So my best wishes for all billions of ladies. So, you know, when I understood about it, though very summarily 22 years back, Dhanukaji had shared his new initiatives, and then at that time he used to share some newsletters also. But then it reminded me, you know, one story of Forbes, in which recently research was done, and then they Forbes group collected 29 CEOs. And then in 29 CEOs, after a few minutes discussion, then they identified three groups. So group number one, group number two, and group number three. And after discussions, they found that the groups had three different characteristics. One group who was talking about positiveness, who was talking about solutions, who were trying to have strategic planning, foresight in the mind, then Forbes called them the strategy focus group. Second, they found the group which was very hazy, discussing it can happen, it may not happen, and then definitely they called it like unfocused group. But at the same time, there was a third group, and very important group, in which out of 29, maybe 15 or 16 were there. And they were, when they were interviewed, they were seeing a lot of TV, they were reading a lot of media, and then ultimately it was found that they are negative-minded, fear-focused group. So at the same time, I would say that the Bhuvaneji and Dhanukaji and Rachna and others, what you people have done is, you have created your group as a strategy-focused group. So my compliments to you, and definitely it will create a lot of new strategies for you. It will give a lot of strength to all of you in this pandemic time also. Now, I think the way Rachna talked to me, that let me share my few thoughts on macroeconomics, and then Indian cement sector, then Dalmia cement, and then what next. So definitely I'll try to do that. And maybe on Indian cement sector and on Dalmia cement, I may share a few slides to give you some flavor, though Dhanukaji as well as few of my colleagues in cement sector, they must have given you. But before that, I would say that your acumen to understand the macroeconomic as well as business sentiments in the current scenario is really inspirational. My congratulations on having successfully completed 25 sessions with various dignitaries from India and abroad, as well completing great 28 years. It's a remarkable example of human spirit and strength of molding ourselves to new normal, which nowadays we are calling better normal. This human spirit defines us and delivers to the best of the capabilities. So it may be time, definitely looking to, and media looking to the reality also, that there may be a lot of disappointments. But I think our hopes and strengths, which are infinite and which can take care of such disappointments and can take us out of this uncertainty. And we all know the world's best discoveries have happened in the darkest hours, because it is the time when we see the true strength of the brilliant light within ourselves, which can never be dimmed. I think this is the light which is not in the hands of others, but all power is within you. The moment you wish, you can light it up and be as vigilant, be as intelligent, be as lightful. And we know that all countries across the world have been hit by pandemic, but at the same time, maybe many European countries, they have started now lifting the lockdown, because each country has a different strategy how to take care of the people's health and safety, and at the same time how to take care of economies. And many of you must have also heard, and of course day in, day out, you must be coming to know that to some extent many European countries' economies are doing better. US economy is doing better, though it may have different implications. Similarly, in our country also, the government has taken great steps, and I would say that let me also thank in this forum also, the way I do in other forums also, to thank our Prime Minister, to thank all Chief Ministers, to thank all bureaucrats, and more importantly, two major fraternity. One is the medical fraternity, who have really come out as warriors, as well the police fraternity. This time, the remarkable work has been done by the police broadly throughout India. And I think, in fact, today only I was talking to one senior police officer, and I complimented him that first time police has been able to generate greater respect from Indian public. So, and I think all of you would agree that the way we see their untiring efforts, similarly, there are untiring efforts of COVID warriors, which is not only the medical fraternity, but various bureaucrats, etc. So now, though in the Indian context, the rate of COVID patients is rising, but at the same time, good part is that the recoveries are also rising. Recovery percentage are also rising. And though the number like 18,000 every day, 20 or 22,000 every day may frighten us, but at the same time, if you look from a population point of view, that out of say 130 crores people, now what's happening? So I would say that in Indian government and all state governments, as well as the Indians, they have done good job. They are made them fully compliant of various practices. So now maybe after a few months, there may be chances that the recovery shape of the, though the recovery part of Indian economy may be a big question, which is being asked by many people, and you must be also interacting, and others also, what would happen, what would happen. But the real answer which we get is that still the treatment, still the resolution of this coronavirus may not be in our hands, but what is in our hand is to create and enhance more immunity. And when I was hearing about one interaction which Mr. Dalmia ji and Mr. Oswal had with Shri Ravi Shankar ji, and he said that yes, one of the important things to enhance immunity is do pranayama. Store more and more air and make your lungs stronger, so that at least you are able to fight with COVID-19. And I think that first of the treatment which is being given to any COVID-19 patient is start doing pranayama at least 3 to 4 times a day. And one of our senior colleague who got unfortunately infected by it, but then because of doing pranayama for 3-4 times a day in say 16 or 17 times, he came out as a great COVID warrior. And so happy to share with you that with his boldness and strongness, now he has started becoming a plasma donor. And he could save in last 26 days lives of 2 people. So the point is that yes, difficult to predict what would happen, but at the same time, definitely we can predict about ourselves if we are able to take care of us. Now, from economy point of view, definitely there are different predictions. Like if we talk of GDP, now GDP is being predicted from -5% to 15%. It also depends. It also depends that when and who has predicted it. But then if you look at IMF or World Bank or Brazil, India or McKinsey, all is ranging from 5 to 15%. And with that, definitely there are certain apprehensions that what would happen, what would not happen. And people do expect the best things. So everybody says, let it be a economic recovery of V shape. Because everybody would say that says we have come down, so let's go up fast, but may or may not happen. So broadly, the consensus is that it can be U-shape. And then if it is a U-shape, then how to protect yourself? This is what the question comes to we corporates. This is question which comes to any other businessman, anyone, because it's the money, it's the economy which impacts everyone. So one is like you people are doing, how to engage yourself, how to equip yourself with the latest knowledge, and then to do the best. Similarly, I'm expecting that in other than FMCG and other than pharma products, etc., there are good chances that from October or November, slowly, in this, there may be revival of demand, there may be revival of employment. So that would be one thing. Secondly, still government may come out with certain stimulus packages also, because government is still in double mind whether they should go in higher fiscal deficit or not. At the moment, they are sticking to certain fiscal deficit number, maybe around 2% or so. But if at all the government decides that yes, for the time being, for a year or two, let us go beyond fiscal deficit of 2%, then there will be a lot of headroom for the government to again start investing in infrastructure, because infrastructure investment will play a very big role. One, in boosting the overall GDP, and at the same time, it will also boost up the employment, because the most important challenge at the moment with all of us is, because whenever we see any person unemployed, definitely it hurts us. It hurts our mind and brain. So what to do? Yes, you must be, everybody of you must be doing something to take care of few of the people. But in general, what to do? Though government has come out with a lot of packages for agriculture people, a lot of packages for rural poor people or so-called migrant workers, etc. And that may help. And the recent announcement by our Prime Minister that yes, up to November, those needy people would be giving some sort of grains, rice, wheat, etc., which can at least take care of their stomach, their food. So that's a good part. And another thing which may also give positive signs is that in rural side, one, with this infusion of money, and at the same time, the focus of the people that let me remain near to my house, that may also spur better rural demand. In fact, in few sectors, we are now observing that there is some revival of rural demand, and in time to come, it may happen. Another thing is that the economy revival would be very different from region to region. It may be different in northern region, it may be different in eastern or western, because if you look at the Indian map, you would find that there are a lot of red spots in few states of south, then Maharashtra, then Gujarat, and maybe one or two states here and there. So these states will definitely would be grappling with how to bring back the economy by, how fast or how in a balanced way they can lift the lockdown. And at the same time, the states which are more greener, they will definitely see again revival of demand. Of course, like everybody is trying to talk post-COVID versus pre-COVID. So definitely when we talk of pre-COVID, it was on the peak, like January, February, March. Whereas now in post-COVID, it would see a period of, say, let us say, July, August, September, which otherwise are also the weak months for the economy as such. So maybe when somebody compares the how Indian economy is behaving or progressing, one has to take into account not to only compare with the pre-COVID of January, February, March, but then if a year to year is understood, I think that may give a better picture. So in totality, I would say that the government is taking all efforts. Corporates have taken great efforts, and if we look at how corporate came out, I'm not demeaning the other societies who have done great work, but the way corporate partnered with the government, either to provide food, either to arrange for mask, sanitizer, ventilator, or even to donate funds for the PM Care Fund, etc. There's a huge positive response from the corporates also, and that's why now government is flushed with the good money in PM Care Fund, which could be used for the people to support them. And I think this is what is required. So though I'm a 100% positive-minded person, but still in this pandemic, which has not been seen in last at least 100 years, one has to go with some caution. But then, yes, ultimately we will come out, because if you look at last few such epidemics or pandemics, it may take 1 year, it may take 2 years, but it's not the end of life. It's not the end of the world. It's not the war which will destroy everything. So let us be positive, and let us hope that yes, every day would be a new hope, and like what you people do normally in the stock exchange. Dhanuka knows better that at 4 o'clock again you think that yes, tomorrow something better would come, and it comes also. And like if you see last 3-4 months, only you people are able to understand what's happening, but otherwise general public is not able to understand. Economy is going down, but the market is going. But this is, I think, fact of life. And I think another thing is which gives confidence to us is about the adaptability of Indians also, adaptability of the COVID also. And if you look at, nobody knew that how to fight COVID and pandemic. But the moment it came to us that yes, it has come, the lockdown is there, I think each and every company, each and every family, they embraced the safety methodologies, whether in the house, whether in the office, whether in the factory. And that has also made us, safe. And that's why we are here as a very safe people. And then though, another thing is about usage of technologies. Technologies were available. Like when we talk of, say, virtual meetings, like we are meeting today, but for this pandemic, we would not have used Zoom or Microsoft Teams or YouTube in a big way. Though we have been using in our company also since last maybe 9-10 months, but I would say not in a big way. And the change of mindset, even change of mindset of mine or my people, that yes, happily we can work from home. It's not that yes, by allowing work from home, you are doing some favor. But in fact, we thank our employees that since you are working from home, so definitely you are favoring us, your family is favoring us, and that's a great part. So I would say technologies are available for any sort of usage, any sort of tackling the problem. Only thing is that you attempt it. And I think India has also shown its adaptability, its competitiveness also. And that way we have been able to, adapt to many technologies. And today we don't find that we are missing something. So like if I talk of my case or my company, maybe for 107 days, our head office, our regional office, they all are closed. But at no point of time we are feeling we are missing something except hugging each other, except laughing together in a big way when we meet personally. But yes, we do laugh virtually, but then virtually is virtually.
Huh?
It's another important thing is, though people are talking of social distancing, but I think what in India has been done is it is physical distancing with social closeness, with virtual closeness. So normally we don't use the word social distancing, but it is physical distancing, which is being maintained to remain safe for ourselves also and for others also. So this is broadly what I would say. The economy may happen. You know better than me what economy is, and many times someday I'll definitely take a lesson from Dhanuka ji and Goana ji that what's next. So now let me pause here for a minute. If anyone has some question, otherwise I can lead it to Indian cement sector, which is very close to my heart, and I'm cemented since last 42 years. And I'm so happy to be cemented because it's everything for me. So, and good part is that it gives us pride. It gives pride to a person, any person of Indian cement sector because he's far better off than his global cement partners. So I'll just take you there that I would say that cement industry in India has taken a big leap and made the country Atmanirbhar. Though now government is talking about Atmanirbharta, but we have been Atmanirbhar since quite long years. And still we are assuring government also that from cement sector point of view, cement requirement point of view, India would always be Atmanirbhar. And today we have reached to almost 550 million ton capacity. And if I talk of last year, the capacity utilization might have been 66, 60, 65, 66%. But then, yes, we have the capability to produce anywhere between say 500 million ton. Last year, it was about 330, 340 million ton. So we have been also now requesting government that yes, how government can support cement sector to export to neighboring or any country, because now that's the focus. So I'll just share with you few slides which may be of interest to you. I'll not take much time, but then definitely I'll share with you. So this is basically Atmanirbhar Indian cement sector. So we are the second largest cement producing country in the world, and nowadays we are calling it first also, because now we don't consider China as part of world. China is not part of our world, which many countries are saying, and that's why we are claiming that other than China, we are the first. And cement sector of India is also fully conscious of its social responsibilities of taking care not only of the people, but of the global environment also. And that's why this sector created a roadmap for sustainable development goals, which are called SDGs. Similarly, we could understand that the impact of carbon dioxide would play a very important role, and it can play a very negative role also. And that's why the sector created a roadmap to develop and use low carbon technology. And for that purpose, we became energy efficient. And most of our plants of most of the companies of India, they are one of the most energy efficient if we compare even with most of the Japanese companies, which are otherwise considered as more efficient. And then on low carbon economy also, like Rachna, you highlighted that CDP has identified 10 companies who are ready for low carbon economy transition. In that, out of 10 companies globally, five are from India.
Yes.
And out of 5, the first company is Dalmia Cement, and then we have other friends also there. And another part is that India has, or Indian cement sector has a lot to aspire, because so far the cement consumption of India is just out 225 kg per capita, whereas if we look at globally, its average is 500. If we look at China, mind-boggling, 1700 kg. So this is what, you know, maybe after 2 years, 4 years, 6 years, India would also be like China or bigger than China and all this. So definitely there is a huge scope for India as well as the cement sector to grow and grow. And nationally, if I talk from economy point of view, we are the second largest revenue contributor to Indian Railways, 5th largest contributor to India's exchequer, and you will be happy to know, or maybe otherwise also, that there is a highest GST percentage on cement, which is 28%. And at the same time, still, we are able to sell cement at 6.5 rupee a bag. 6.5 rupee kg a bag, 6.5 rupees per kg. So this is one such project. This is one such product which is available so economically which includes 38% GST also, which includes logistic costs also. Now, we have also tried to be, taking care of the waste material of the country by using the latest technology in terms of producing blended cement of various type. And in last 10 years, we might have used about 500 to 600 million ton, 500 to 6 million ton, the waste product of one power plant, which is fly ash, then waste product of steel plant, which is slag, as well as various other materials also. And now the government has also come out with that yes, let there be a material resource efficiency plan by each and everyone. And I'm quite hopeful that Indian cement sector would also fare in a big way. So now, broadly, I would say that we, as an Indian cement sector, are ready to do the best, and whether it's economically, whether it's from CO2 point of view, whether from sustainability point of view or corporate sustainability point of view, and that is what one of the reason, Dhanuka ji, for my happiness. Now let me come to my own company.
Yes.
So you would find that yes, in 10 years time we have grown from 9 million ton to 26.5 million ton, and now we are in 9 states as far as manufacturing facilities are concerned. But otherwise, from marketing point of view, we are at 17 states, and in maybe in 2 years time to come, we'll again enter 3 more states. And while expanding our capacities, we have gone for both organic and non-organic way, but at the same time, we could manage our leverage also, debts also, and at one point of time, support of debt was required so as to put up new capacities, etc. But at the same time, now with the availability of our own funds which got generated by better profitability, we have been now ranging at around 1.3, 1.5 times net debt to EBITDA, which is quite healthy as well, which can also support any type of new investment. Now let me come to that, how we have been able to do this. So one of the most important part is that we created upon our vision, and the vision is to be a leader in building materials and evoke pride in all stakeholders. Important was to evoke pride in all stakeholders through customer centricity, innovation, sustainability, and our values. So, and the leadership is not in terms of volume, leadership is not in terms of only profit or the capacity, but it has been in terms of what best we can do with the right purpose in mind. And then you will find in our presentation also, and otherwise also, we concentrated on water positivity also, we concentrated on usage of various type of waste material also, as well we colored our plants also. You would find that yes, all our plants are colored in one way or other. We have in 4 or 5 plants, small lakes in the plant where you can find the petals or maybe some sort of boating, etc. Now, if you look at all the efforts which we made, so these are the figures of 10 years CAGR, both on capacity front, revenue front, and EBITDA front. I'm sure it will be of matter of interest to you, and this is a good part that yes, many people are showing interest. And you know, the whole focus was that how we can create better brand, how we can be better in our variable cost and fixed cost, as well how slowly we can go up in our volume. And if you look at, we have been quite consistent, though somebody may definitely say that yes, year to year, your EBITDA per ton has not gone up. But at the same time, if you look at it, yes, we have been quite ahead of the time. We were quite ahead of the time, and this is how, along with the peers are also improving, we are also improving. So this is what I just wanted to show, just for the understanding of what Dalmia cement is. And now, what next? What next? So today, we are 26.5 million ton cement capacity company, and we have now the specific plans. We have already started our new capacity work in eastern part of India. We are looking and trying to start now. We'll be acquiring now Murli cement shortly, and this is how by end of 22, FY22, we should be touching about 37 million ton. And this would be a sizable capacity for our company, and we hope to do better and better. So lastly, we have to foresee that what next, and what would keep the people of Dalmia Cement happy, what would keep the stakeholders of Dalmia Cement happy and sustainable also. And on that account, we created a roadmap, because in time to come, there would be carbon tax. In time to come, there would be strict regulation in terms of emissions, in terms of using fossil fuel, in terms of using thermal power. So based on that, we brainstormed and then came out that yes, today our carbon footprints are X, but let us go down to 0 and then negative also. So what are those levers which are there? So we decided that yes, by 2030, we will be using 100% renewable power. It means either it's a waste heat recovery power, it's a solar power, it's a wind power, but no thermal power. Then we'll be improving our energy productivity. We'll be, again, by 2035, would be taking out totally the fossil fuel in our cement plant, and would be using, instead of that, biomass or alternate fuel, which we call it a green fuel. And that would also definitely take care of the problem of various industries, of whether it's a chemical industry, plastic industry, or the municipalities. So that's why many times I do call my company also, as well as Indian cement sector also, the scavengers. Because you must have seen, even when Plastic Hatao Abhiyan also, we were one of the first to come forward along with the government of India to take care of one-time usage plastic, and it was a great success with the help of the government. So and when we do all this, then definitely we'll be able to address poverty, hunger, good health. Then definitely with all this, there will be clean water. Like our company has targeted that today we are 5 times water positive, and by 2025 we would be 20 times water positive. What it means is that whatever water we consume, we give back to the society today 5 times more, later 20 times more. And otherwise, various studies do show that there would be a big problem of water, and that's why we created a lot of actions on this, and we are quite hopeful that by 2025 we will be 20 times water positive. And then what would be the impact? I have not projected what would be the impact of it on profitability, because we know that clean and green is profitable and sustainable. And if you look at our history also, we have been profitable. And if you compare now with the carbon footprints, carbon footprint means how much kg of CO2, how much kg CO2 you emit when you produce 1 ton of cement. Now, if you look at global numbers, you would find that it is broadly 900 kg per ton of cement. And if you look at our number, today we are the lowest in the global cement world. our carbon footprints are the lowest in global world. And now we are aiming at, with specific levers in hand, that by 2040, we would be -30. It means we will be sucking more CO2 from the environment than what we would be giving. And I would like to share happily with you that this commitment was made by me and my company in United Nations General Assembly in November 19, along with 63 prime ministers and president. And there were only two manufacturing companies of the world. One was SSAB Steel of Sweden, and second Dalmia Cement, where we committed, because UN also wanted to show to the world that there are companies who are proving that if you take effective steps on CO2 reduction, if you want to be sustainable, you can be profitable also. And this is what it is. And so this was broadly on operation side of what our company is, and this has definitely created sense of happiness, sense of contentness, as well. Our people are fully aware. Our people are fully aware that yes, with these purposes, they have to conduct the business, not just producing cement, just not selling the cement. So this was what it is. Now let me also take you through that what happened in March 20 and how we could refocus, how we could reimagine, restart and reshape also. And then how we could convert the new normal to better normal. So, our leadership team could understand well in time that because of a few symptoms of COVID-19, which have been happening or news happening in China and few other countries, and slowly coming through Kerala in India, that something like this may come up. So how to prepare ourselves? And for that purpose, ladies and gentlemen, we took various steps. And then when lockdown happened on 24th of March, broadly, we were ready what to do, what not to do. We were very much ready with communication to our people, because, and on 24th or 25th of March, we decided that yes, let us now worship three things. Let us worship three things. One is people, second is customers, and third, cash. We decided that yes, let us have three kings, let us support them, and both three kings will support all stakeholders, including stakeholders like you. Because ultimately, it has to result in better operations, better profitability, better return to everyone. And first of the step, which was done, like many times, you must have read that when government takes, new government takes over, they decide that yes, I have done this first action, second this action. So what we decided was, first one, this one, and second, that we would pay salary and wages 5 days in advance in March. There were a lot of rumors in the market, in the mind of the people, that whether I'll get salaries or not, whether office will open or not, how I'll get salaries. So we ensured that for the month of March, salaries are given 5 days in advance. So people takes out their worries and work with free mind. And thereafter also, there was a clear announcement from the organization that for whether people are able to come or not, they would be paid regular salaries for April also, May also. Though at that time, we never knew that yes, we'll have to work from home or otherwise, or many people will not be able to come. And then how to pay salaries. But then yes, good news is that we are regular in paying our salaries. There are no layoffs, etc. Second, what we did is to put confidence. Ratna, if I take more time, you can just interrupt me.
It's absolutely fine.
Okay. So, because I know sometimes I do bore people, but then it's such an interesting story or interesting journey, So, ladies and gentlemen, what we did is we created Dalmia helpline, which we said Dalmia support, which was available for each and every person of our employee, as well as the customer, as well as the transporter, as well as the vendor. And there were a huge number of cases because this support line was manned 24 hours in different states also, and even in Delhi also. And that way people could get confidence that if they have to get something delivered somewhere, or if they want some person to be moved from X place to Y place, or some medical emergency, we are there. So that created confidence in the people. And third one was communication. So all virtual communication started, and in my last 3 years, I have never met so many people which I could meet, and that gives me great happiness. And on one day, on 1st of May, I addressed in totality 2,200 people together. And then I was able to take some questions from them. But the important is that we got them engaged. And the last on people front is, we said that you have to take care of yourself, as well you have to take care of the society. So everywhere we opened up our places for food, as well started distributing food even through Art of Living Foundation also, and few others also, as well for showing intent that whatever we are saying, we do really mean it. We contributed 25 crores to PM Care Fund, and another 7-8 crores to various state governments also, or the local governments also, so as to say that yes, we are together. As well, we offered all our facilities, whether it's a school, hospital, or the playground, that wherever government wants, we are available. And similarly on customer, we started virtual connectivity from day one. We convert the message. Earlier, we were meeting physically. Now it will be physical distancing. But we were engaged socially. We will be engaged socially now virtually. And from day one to the day last, even till today now it has become habit of meeting virtually. So we got engaged customers themselves, their family, including children, gone through various type of programs of competition or drawing or best chef or painting or whatever it may be. And the better part is that when we opened up our plants on day one, we were flooded with orders. Dhanuka ji, we were flooded with orders, and we were not able to supply at that time. That too, particularly on eastern side and southern side. And so one way or other, we could give confidence to the customer that we are with you, as well also to show to them that are we capable of again running the plants or not. At 4 places, we took a specific permission from the government, started our operations well before the lockdown was lifted, and with full safety measures like checking at the gate, thermal temperature, sanitization, physical distancing, sanitizing the office places or the factory also, and could show that yes, it's possible to deliver cement. And that gave us good result. And third was the cash. It was very important, in first 7 days or 8 days to understand what may happen. Even people were foreseeing that operations may not start for 3 months, 6 months, or 8 months. No one knew it. So we said that yes, we should have that much funds with us that even for 12 months also, nothing operates. There's no zero sale. Then also we are able to feed our people. And that has helped us, to create confidence in the people. And then various other measures to, one, bring down cost also, whatever can be done, as well to convey to the people that yes, you need not to worry except yourself, your family, and the society. So the message of working for the society also went a long way in ensuring confidence of the people. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, all of these few actions which I shared with you is that we have been able to perform in May and June 20 better than May and June 19. So this was all because management was clear, management was able to convey it to the people, and we were not showing optimism or pessimism, but we were trying to be one, positive also and factual also. And we have not shied away that yes, problem is there, yes, it's there. Even today also, many times it will be lockdown in Guwahati or in Chennai or Saturday, Sunday closer in Bhubaneswar or something. It happens. So this is how I think we have been able to bring back all operations, and that's why now we are not talking much of COVID, except yes, to take care, and it's a better normal now. It's not new normal, it's better normal. So,
Yes.
so broadly, I think, though I have a lot to share, but maybe.
Thank you.
Then definitely many questions would have come in the mind of the people, and I'll be too happy to share.
Yeah, everyone is ready with their questions, sir. And without taking any time, I will give it to Namita. Namita, please. Yeah, she will take over for the questions.
Sure.
थैंक यू सर. आत्मनिर्भर सीमेंट इंडस्ट्री बहुत ही अच्छा लगता है सुनने में, एंड मूविंग टुवर्ड्स अ बेटर नॉर्मल और भी अच्छा लगता है. एंड सर, विथ योर परमिशन, आई एम गोइंग टू यूज दैट वर्ड लिबरली सब जगह.
Yes.
I'll be too happy, and I'll be thanking you again and again.
Sir, I'd like to call upon my colleague Sonali Sonpal. She has a question, sir.
Sir, my question would be regarding the greenfield and the brownfield. You've been growing both ways. So from your experience, which has been more fruitful to you or more risky to you, sir?
Both are risky also and fruitful also. It all depends at what point of time, what happens. But then both have merits. It depends that what sort of greenfield facilities you have, what sort of timeline you have. Many times what we find, and particularly since last 4 years, is that there is a big challenge in one, first getting the auctioned limestone mines, then acquiring the land for that purpose, and then environmental clearances, etc. That's why if you look at Indian cement sector, since last 3 years, the percentage of greenfield projects have reduced in a big way, and not much those projects have come. And that's why wherever possible, if acquisition makes sense, we have gone for it. But at the same time, we are now fully exploring how to go for more and more brownfield expansions, which are faster in nature and economical in nature. And that's why we charted on 8 million ton new capacity in East. I hope I answered your question.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Sir, I'd like to call upon Meghna. By mistake, she put it in the private chat, sir. She has a question. She said that her network is very bad, so I'll just read out her question. So marketing also plays a big role in realization of cement prices, and there is a big brand building happening in cement. Do you think that because of the brand, the realization of price per bag has gone up by at least 10% or so, sir?
Yes, it looks like she's quite knowledgeable on cement and branding. But yes, she's fully right. And in fact, since the last 4 years, we worked in a big way. And then we created one brand, which is a Dalmia DSP, which is A+ brand along with a few other brands also. Because in cement, if you look at, there are brands which are, we call C, B, A or A+ and all this. And all brands have their own merits and demerits. And every company has different strategies, what to do, what not to do. So definitely brand plays a role, as well as brand gives big confidence also, both to the buyer also and the seller also. And just since we are talking of brand, let me share with you is that Eastern India plays a very big role and pays maximum for the brand. And though it is a rural market, I would say maybe 60-70%. And then we could find that the rural people, they have a lot of stake in when they build a house, because it's a one time for them. You all people can make a house every year, but not they. So they would like to go कि मैं best से best ले, महंगा से महंगा खरीदो.
So thank you for throwing some light on that. So I'll like to bring in Sirisha. She also has a similar question, and then Preeti.
Sirisha has a bad network, so I will take her question.
Okay.
Sirisha wants to know, sir, it looks like cement is shifting fast from being a commodity to FMCG. due to its various usages all throughout the year. So how will this phenomenon impact the earnings?
I would say that it would impact the earning in a positive way.
Okay.
I replied about the earlier question that when it becomes brand, not the commodity, then based on the quality, based on the attributes of the cement, it will get sold. And definitely, if you want to get something better, you have to pay better. And when you pay better, then earning would be definitely better.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Preeti, you have a related question?
Yeah. Sir, in your previous answer, you just now shared that the A plus products of any brand, they are able to attract higher prices, sir.
Yes.
So could you please share the cost component of these excellent prices? So we tried to get this answer from the CEO of Ramco Cement also, but
Yes.
sir, we were unable to get a fruitful answer. So could you please help us in learning this part of the component?
Yes. So you want the cost component or the price component?
Of specialized products, A
Yes.
plus like Dalmia DSP.
Yes, yes. So definitely it costs more. It consumes more production capability, but at the same time, the price which we realize is more than the cost. And you know, many times all costs are not attributed to that product, but it's worthwhile. And most of the cement companies have now understood that they must have such premium brands, because it is the duty of the cement sector also and cement companies also to come out with better and better product, so that it gives good confidence to the consumer, and consumers are ready to pay for it. And if that's the case, then why not to offer the better price? As well, I would like to say that the cement component is a very minimal percentage of overall cost of the construction. Say if you are building your own house, it may be 8 to 10% only. So there, if you pay 0.5% extra also, it won't matter much. But it would give you better confidence. And at the same time, if you look at the flats which you buy of say 20,000 rupees square feet or 50,000 square feet, the cost is just 3% to 5%.
Generally, Singhi, she wants to know, say if the cost goes up by 10 rupees per bag generally, and the realization goes up by 20 or 25, it is like that, no?
So you know, when 10 rupee price goes up, then it means 200 rupees, the NCR. But in 200 rupees, there is a 28% component of GST.
GST.
Yes.
And then out of 200, maybe you can attribute anywhere between 80 rupees to 100 rupees towards the extra cost.
Okay.
But at the same time, what happens, why companies are now going for better branding, is that it makes the sale also comparatively better.
Yes.
It makes job easier once, because then there will be pull. You don't need to push.
Right. Right.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir, I'd like to bring in Srinidhi Bajoria. She has a question. Srinidhi?
Yes. Good evening, sir.
Happy
So my
evening.
question to you is, as a student, so sir, we have learned that EPS equals to EBITDA into quantity, EBITDA per ton into quantity. So sir, if you can give me a guideline on what we can expect the EBITDA per ton for the coming year, and sir, for the next few years for your company and the sector, sir.
You might have read in the newspaper in the last 2 days that even the companies who were giving recommendation or advices for few years, they have also stopped giving it. Reason being is it is uncertain, and at the same time, hardly any good governance company
Yes.
would give these guidelines.
Sure, sir.
But at the same time, you may have to judge the management of the company, philosophy of the company, and don't bother much about EBITDA, that whether EBITDA would be 800 rupees or 1100 rupees, because EBITDA doesn't depend only on the cost and all this. It also depends on overall environment, what sort of demand it is, at what
Yes, sir.
capacity you are able to operate, and at the same time, what are the prices.
Okay.
And prices doesn't mean only of cement. What's the prices of coal or petroleum coke? What's the price of power? What's the price of ABC? So just concentrate on we people, the management.
Thank you, sir.
And that's what we are doing.
Sir, I'd like to bring in Vibhav Bhartiya. Vibhav, we start with only one question per person. So that I'd like to point out, please, before you ask.
She's not happy.
Vibhav, you're not there. I know you're not happy, but Vibhav, or can I read it off? So Vibhav wants to know is why is Northwest India not part of your target market, especially since North India is a profitable cement market?
Yes. Presently, we do not have cement manufacturing capacity in northern India or central India. And particularly, you will see that cement is a broadly regional business. So we are making efforts that how we land in northern India. It's always a wish, which definitely in few years' time it would come up. But then, and if we wish to anytime come from, say, eastern India to northern India, then the logistic cost is very, very high. So, sometime for special cement, we do come. Say like we have to supply cement to Delhi Metro or some Lucknow Metro, then definitely cement does move. But in general, at the moment, we are not able to market because of logistic constraint. As well, at the moment, in Eastern India, we are able to sell broadly total capacity.
Right, sir. Sir, Shweta Singhal has also got a bad connectivity, but she's saying she wants to know if the price of cement has gone up during this COVID period. What is the position now and where are we going to go post-COVID, sir, with the price?
Can you predict any share price? So now the point is that if you look at prices of April, May 19,
yes, sir.
This is price of May or June 20, you would find that still prices are lower than that. That is one. And secondly, you know, these are all mechanisms of demand and supply. And they don't have any relationship because for the May and June, because of many companies not able to produce or many companies not able to transport the material also, sometimes some demand becomes more than supply, then also prices goes up. But still, you will find that the price of cement in India is one of the lowest globally.
Sir, I'd like to call upon Sunita Bulchandani. She's part of our Bangalore chapter.
Hello, sir. Sir, you said you mentioned about providing building solutions. Could you throw some light on that? What are the solutions that your company provides?
Sunita ji, though I didn't mention building solutions, it's building materials, but at the same time, we have a technical services team which can definitely guide anybody who is constructing his house and that what type of cement he can use, what type of mix he can use, whether it's a M30, M50, taking care of his requirement. And otherwise also, we can get some expert also aligned with the customer because we would like to provide any type of service to the customer. So anytime, Sunita ji, you build a house in Bangalore, we have the right team there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Sir, we've asked you lots of questions on the pricing, pricing, production. Sir, thoda cost pe bhi aa jaye, so please, as a student, thoda puchna chahenge.
Bataiye, kuch bhi. I am ready for everything.
Sir, what we understand is that logistics is a large cost component for you, and we were speaking to Ultratech Cement, and they told us that 24 to 25% is their cost of logistics. What we wanted to know is that the same for Dalmia Bharat, and if not, why does it differ so much from company to company? If you can just throw some light, sir.
You know, like if you compare price of taxi also, whether it's a Uber, Ola, or XY local or something, you'll find for the same kilometer, the rates are different. That is one. But at the same time, you know, the whatever Sanjay Mathur has said, broadly it is right. Broadly it is right. but it all depends that what sort of processes we have, what sort of transporters we have, what sort of transparency we have, and what sort of rail or road we are using. But then you will find that when I say that roughly the logistic cost would vary from 45 rupees to maybe 65 rupees a bag. So if you find that you are buying at 350 rupees cement in Bangalore or 330 in Bangalore, then first take out 28% GST, then take out 55, 60 rupees, and then see that what we are getting.
Sir, Rachna had a question, sir. So can I bring her in, please, Rachna?
She's always there.
Sir, I would like to know about the innovation. So what part does innovation play in a cement sector? Sir?
It plays an important role. It all depends on management's philosophy. So when I talk of Dalmia Cement, then I would say that we have a senior person for innovation who looks at what betterment can be done, one, on quality of cement, secondly, on usage of fuels, third, usage of raw materials. Because these are the three major elements in which innovation can play the role. And then lastly, the recent innovation is that how you can make your plant industry 4.0. And when you say 4.0, it means that how much automatized it can be, how much IoTs you can use, how much artificial intelligence and machine learning you can use, so that you are sure of operating the plant with the right quantity and quality of material for the right cement. So this is one. So we are fully on it, and we have a good team of people as well. We also work on sustainability also, which in an innovation way. Now, if you look at my 4 levers, which I highlighted, that came from innovation team, and one of the important member of innovation team is here, Mr. Anupam, who plays a very important role. So that innovation is how you can replace, coal by biomass or the alternate fuel. And one of the innovation Anupam Badola and Mr. Pauja they did is that now we would be growing bamboo trees. We would be growing bamboo trees, and which we call energy plants. And those bamboo energy plants can be grown in the wasteland, and it needs least water after 1 year. So we are in great discussion with the government of India also, and 2 days back when we were having a discussion with the Asian Development Bank also, as well as the World Bank also, these projects are being taken up because everybody would like to replace fossil fuel by some fuel, because when you use these plants, then one, because of their photosynthesis quality, etc., they are able to absorb CO2, and then when you burn it in place of fossil fuel, then in totality you are bringing down CO2. So innovation is a very important role as well. Another thing which I would like to share is that since maybe 35 or maybe 35, 38 years back, Government of India and cement sector has created one institute which is called National Council of Cement and Building Materials. So that works on research and innovations. So now we are working on nano cement also. We are working on how we can bring down the component of limestone, and how we can use the some other material like calcined clay or something. And I'm also fully involved in this, because at the moment I am the chairman of this institute also.
Thank you so much, sir.
So with your permission, can we ask a couple of more questions, because I know we are over time. If that is okay with you, sir?
No, as far as I'm concerned, I'm free up to 7 o'clock. Now it's up to you.
So you've given us a good opportunity now. Sir, I'd like to bring in Sushila Jain. She has a question for you.
And somebody was right in pointing out that there's a bamboo tree here.
Yes. Of course.
Sir, it looks like rural India come out of lockdown because of monsoon scenario is very good. In rural India, how will it impact cement industry and how much percentage of demand comes from rural house?
Yes, rural demand plays very important role, and it looks like that in time to come, since many migrant workers who used to come from rural India to urban India, they have gone back, and maybe they may come back maybe 30%, 40%, or 50%, but still they would be there. So it will play a very important role, and I would say roughly so far we knew that maybe 25-30%. I'm just guessing something. I exactly can't prove it. And some of my friends from cement sector may say that 20% or 40% also. Don't take me wrong. But at the same time, in future, it looks like it will play a very important role. And if I look at my 2 months experience of April, May and June, then what we are finding that the workers who have gone to their houses in Bihar, Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, since they would like to remain there for maybe few months or years, so they have started constructing additional 1 room, 2 room.
Oh,
And luckily in India, everybody has money.
yes.
Sir, I'd like to bring in Smita Agarwal. Smita, are you there? So I'll just read her question. She wants to know, is concrete solid blocks used in buildings nowadays one of the greater innovations of the industry?
Yes. So it is innovation. I won't say it's the greatest innovation, but then yes, these blocks are being used in many parts of the world also. In India also, in one way or other, they were being used. But now we have the different technology by which they can be lighter also and fully strong also.
So this is the future. This is where we are moving, sir.
And it has a good future also, because the point is that slowly when this smart cities like 99 smart cities would be built and a few more also, they would not allow the cement mixing and cement work etc. in a big way in the cities. So for that purpose, this ready mix concrete, then this blocks etc. Will play a very important role. And now the new concept which has to be popularized is about precasted material. So that like they are the designed houses. You can build a designed house in maybe 2 months time, 3 months time, if it is standard work. So now companies are working on precasted construction.
Sir, I'd like to ask Pooja Agarwal to come in. Pooja.
Good evening, sir.
Happy evening.
Sir, the government is going to spend hugely on infrastructure projects to revive the economy. Sir, how do we see it in your order book? Are you already full of orders for the year to come?
I would say still it's a challenge. There is a government intent which government is showing again and again. And like I said earlier, that if government decides that yes, they would be able to go beyond certain fiscal deficit amount, then they will have the right money to invest, because this is need of the hour and need of the future time also. Good part is that government has started with speed the work on the road projects. So whether it's a NHI projects or somewhat state government projects, they have started, and for that we have good orders. Government are working, say like in now Andhra government is working in a big way to provide affordable housing. So there are a good number of orders. So there won't be any dearth of orders or the dearth of supply. Only thing is that yes, money should be available, and surely to revive employment, government would be working on providing support by putting in money.
Thank you, sir.
Alka, you had a question? Alka Kanani. So I'll just read her question then.
Because she has to unmute.
Oh, Alka, you need to unmute.
She's saying poor network. She's written in
Okay.
the chat box.
So she's put out her question in the chat box. So she wants to know what is the cost of a greenfield cement plant on a 1 million ton basis with complete captive power, and how much time does it take to set up?
Great question. And I wish her best for putting up the cement plant. So you know, if Dhanuka ji decide today that I have to put up a plant, then one, he has to get limestone mines in auction by identifying a right place, right area, and then land has to be bought, and then environment place has to be got. So if everything goes smoothly, then it may take 3 years to start the plant activities, and then 2 years, 2.5 years to put up. So I would say it's 5 to 6 years. Normally now plants are being put up with almost 3 million ton capacity of cement with maybe 2.5 million ton of clinker, and with one thermal power plant or the solar power plant or the waste heat recovery plant to generate heat power from the waste heat. So it may amount to about 2,700 to 3,000 crores. It all depends also that it also depends on the cost of land. You know, like in earlier days, the cost of land used to be 5% of the project cost, which is now anywhere between 20 to 30% of the project cost. And that to cumbersome. Have I answered my?
Yes.
Okay.
So Alka is nodding, so she's obviously happy with the answer. Sir, I'd like Neha Saraf. She had a question, sir. Neha?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, you have expanded the capacity recently. Do you think any cement company less than 10 million tons will be viable in the future?
Yes, they can be viable in future. It all depends that what sort of management style they have, because if everybody focuses on operation as well as brand, then even 5 million ton, 3 million can also be viable. But you know, sometimes what happens that small company starts to spread in a big way. That let me go instead of 1 or 2 states to 5 states, so that I'm called as a bigger player. So there they land in problem. But otherwise, even 3 million or 5 million ton for the time being, they can be workable.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Rachna, are we done or do we have time?
I don't think there are any more questions.
Questions? Okay.
Rachna, I want to ask one thing.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Singhi ji, in case of when we say a capacity of 10 million ton, do we include the fly ash blended part also in that capacity, or it is the only OPC capacity is what we are talking?
It depends on market to market. Still there are the states like I would say part of Karnataka, part of Maharashtra, or maybe part of Gujarat, where the PPC or the blended cement is not being used fully. So there they may consider 70%, 80% OPC, 20-30% PPC, and then accordingly they will plan that way. But whatever say next you want to give, you will create that sort of cement grinding capability, and this is how the tag would be there.
Okay.
So thank you very much for answering all our questions patiently, and they were quite a varied question bank. So I'd like to ask Anuradha Kanoria to please give the vote of thanks.
Mr. Singhi, thank you so much for your valuable insights into the cement industry. Our journey in studying this sector that began last year with Mr. Bangar and Mr. Dharma Krishnan has continued with Mr. Mathur and now you. Yes. Each one of you has added a different dimension and thus enriched our learning, keeping us cemented as well. Your positivity in life and looking for the light within each one of us is something that our mentors also stressed each day and is something that has helped us in these tough times. Many of your initiatives like Plastic Mukt Bharat is something that resonates with us. Thank you, sir. Wish you all the very best.
So thanks, Anuradha ji, and I must also thank Anuradha ji, you, Rachna, and Dhanuka ji, of course, that I could get this opportunity to, come out with the many thoughts which normally doesn't come out because all the members, they had very right questions, very specific questions, so that they can understand each company and then take a call. And the way this whole program has been structured, so Rasna, I would compliment you and all that if somebody was not able to ask the questions, then they were put on chat, and then Namita ji did great job in asking.
Thank you so much, sir.
So that has encouraged me, and thanks Vishnu ji and thanks Sanjay ji.
Thank
All
you.
the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Enjoy your life. Be happy and make everyone happy. This is a philosophy in which we live. Be happy and make others happy.